Hello students and friends. Welcome to Homeopathy Medicines. Today in this Homeopathic Materia Medica lesson, I will discuss about homeopathic medicine like Vaccinum defloratum. Before starting this video, please subscribe to this channel for Learn Homeopathy Online Free and Homeopathy Materia Medica. We need support from you to make this channel more beautiful and more informative. Now going to discuss about Vaccinum defloratum, its uses and symptoms. A remedy for diseases with faulty nutrition, sick headaches, with profuse flow of urine during pain, car sickness, head, despondent, pain begins in forehead to occiput, in morning on rising, intense throbbing, with nausea, vomiting, blindness, and obstinate constipation, worse, noise, light, motion, during menses, with great prostration, and better by pressure and bandaging head tightly. Stool, constipation. Stools hard, large, with great straining, painful, lacerating anus. The untrained mind naturally rebels at the idea of giving skimmed milk to sick people as a remedy. But when potentized like any other substance, it becomes one of the most useful remedies. Every physician has seen a few cases in his practice, men, women and children who cannot drink milk. They say they are made sick by drinking or using milk, and that milk is poison to them. It is the work of the true physician to study cases and ascertain in each case what symptoms are observed after taking milk. These symptoms constitute approving of it, and it is the best kind of approving as it is produced upon sensitive persons. The writer has made it his duty to study each and every one of these cases until the image of the sickness produced by milk has dawned upon him, both from the individual symptoms and from a collective view. Much can be learned by meditating upon the milk constitution. Some may think there is a difference of importance between milk skimmed and new milk, but for all practical purposes the skimmed milk is sufficient and cures the oversensitiveness to milk, if used in a high potency. It is useless in low potency. It is a useful remedy as it may demonstrate to the unbeliever the wonderful power of the high potency. It has aggravation during the whole 24 hours. Some cases manifest symptoms only during the daytime, and amelioration comes with the going down of the sun, but this is uncommon. The chronic milk subject is very cold and bloodless and cannot get warm even in a warm room and by warm clothing. She is so chilly and so sensitive to cold that she feels the air blowing on her and the room as if she were fanned, even where there is no possible draft, and others feel the room to be very warm. She is very sensitive to wet weather. She is subject to neuralgic and rheumatic pains all over the body, but more especially in the head. The pain in the head is better from cold applications, but the pains elsewhere are better from heat. The sufferings are all worse by motion and better by rest. Pains are better by pressure. The bones are sore to touch. Great lassitude and even weakness, can endure no exertion. There is marked restlessness and she is unable to hold up after loss of sleep, extreme weariness from a short walk. She looks and acts as though she had been suffering long or as if she were going into a decline. The skin all over the body is violently sensitive to cold objects and touch of cold sponge. There is marked periodicity in the nature of the remedy, most noticed in the recurrent headaches. This remedy has had a reputation for curing diabetes, and this is not to be wondered at when it is known to have cured the weakness, anemia and copious, watery urine and great thirst, also copious, dense urine. Many invalids cured by this remedy have appeared to the writer much like the typical diabetic patient, but it can cure only where the peculiar symptoms agree. It will not cure simply when the common symptoms are present. Let all observers faithfully and minutely study all patients who have an aversion to milk, all who have diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, sick headaches, eructations, foul stomach after drinking milk, and in time the general idea of the milk sickness will be known. It is a most useful and frequently needed remedy for infants and children who cannot take milk, not always as their specific remedy, but as one of the remedies that will help many infants to grow up. Some grow morbidly fat and others become lean when fed on milk. It has been useful in dropsy from weak heart, from liver complaints and from suppressed malaria. People who drink milk habitually become anemic and catarrhal, fatty degeneration of muscles, of heart and liver. Malassimilation is the most marked feature of milk poison. The pains become violent in many parts, in the spinal cord, in eyeballs, in supraorbital nerves, in forehead and through the head, in the stomach, in lower part of the abdomen. Many people are made sick by milk who use cream with safety and delight. Lac defloratum is often the remedy for such patients, and after a careful examination their symptoms appear like the proving of skimmed milk. Loss of memory, listlessness and aversion to mental work, sadness, desires death and meditates upon the easiest method of self-destruction, sadness with weeping and palpitation, aversion to seeing and talking to people, weakness and vacillating mind. He is sure he is going to die. She imagines that all her friends will die and that she must go to a convent, a horror when in a small closet lest the door will be closed and she will suffocate. She becomes faint and dizzy when raising her hands high to thread her needle, vertigo on turning in bed, on moving the head from the pillow, on opening the eyes when lying, in the act of lying down. Faintness and nausea when stepping upon the floor in the morning. Vertigo when reaching up with the hands, tendency to fall to the right when standing or walking. In sickly, pale, careworn women, when the headache is over the eyes and through the frontal region and the pain is violent, is better from pressure and tight binding up, is better lying down in a dark room, is better from cold applications, is better from perfect rest, is worse from least motion, worse from light, noise, and conversation, when the headache comes on from drinking milk and is attended with copious, pale urine, with nausea and vomiting of food, mucus and bile. Violent pain in occiput, vertex and sides of the head, marked pulsation in the head with all headaches. During the headaches the face is pale and cold. There is also marked congestion with heat of the head and flushed face. The headache often comes with marked periodicity, though sometimes not with regularity. Weekly headaches are the most common. Great soreness all over the head on jarring or coughing, sensation as if top of head was lifted off, pain first in the forehead extending to occiput, making her nearly frantic. Intense headache in forehead and through head, worse in vertex, afterwards head felt bruised. With all the frontal headaches there is strong pulsation in temples. It has cured many violent, periodical, sick headaches, that have been present since childhood and said to be inherited. During these violent headaches there is sometimes a sensation as though the head were expanding. It has cured headaches that come before and after menses. Morning sickness during pregnancy. Dim vision before the headaches, can only see light, not objects. Sensation as if eyes were full of stones. Extreme photophobia, dull pain in eyes, worse in left, even while lids are closed. Better by cold applications, better by closing eyes, in a dark room, drawing pain in eyes when reading, could only read a few minutes at a time, great pain in eyes on first going into the light, pain in and above eyes, worse by heat and motion. Lids feel heavy, sleepy and dry. Pain most marked over left eye with lacrimation. Painful pressure or tightness at the root of the nose. Deathly paleness of the face, wasted, thin and excessively sallow, with dark stains beneath the eyes. Sallow complexion with eczema. Flushes of heat in left side of face, sensation as if flesh was off the bones of the face, and edges were separated and sticking out. Grinding teeth during sleep, with pain in stomach and head, with vomiting. Taste insipid, sour, mouth dry, breath offensive, mouth clammy and frothy, especially during conversation. Globus hystericus, sore throat, worse when swallowing. The mucous membrane of the throat is very pale. Entire loss of appetite, great thirst for large quantities of water, eructations empty or sour, distension from gas, nausea after drinking cold water in the evening, worse after lying down, nausea from a recumbent position or from motion or on rising in the morning, deathly nausea, but cannot vomit, with groans and cries of great distress, great restlessness and sensation of coldness although the skin was hot and pulse normal. Vomiting, first of undigested food intensely acid, then of bitter water and, lastly, of a brownish clot which in water separated and looked like coffee grounds. Incessant vomiting which has no relation to her meals, vomiting of bile, with headaches, violent pain in stomach. It is a very useful remedy for vomiting in pregnancy in women who loathe milk. Cramping in the stomach. Chronic gastroenteritis with chronic diarrhea and vomiting, tenderness of abdomen, flatulence and distension. Heaviness and feeling of stone in abdomen. Severe pain across the umbilicus, with headache. Chronic constipation where rectum seems paralyzed and injections and cathartics have failed. The stool is large, hard and difficult. After prolonged straining the stool recedes. It has cured after silica failed. Constipation in very chilly patients. Constipation with periodical headaches and vomiting. Frequent but ineffectual urging to stool. Diarrhea from drinking milk. Frequent scanty urination. Profuse, pale, watery urine with headache. Urine very dark and thick. Albuminous urine. It cured involuntary urinations when walking in cold air, or when riding on horseback and when hurrying to catch a train. It cured dribbling after urination. It cured a lack of sensation when the bladder was full. It cured a yellow-brown leukorrhea, worse before and after menses. It cured a profuse yellow leukorrhea. Bearing down in ovarian region, menses too late and scanty, menses too late, pale and watery. Pain in back and ovarian region during menses, sudden suppression of menses after putting hands in cold water, pains all over, especially in head. When the milk is diminished or fails it is of great service. The breasts are dwindling. Asthma with bloating of stomach, cardiac dyspnea. Short, dry cough, worse in a cold room or in cold air. Soreness of chest with oppression, rheumatic pains in chest in cold, damp weather, tubercular deposits in apices of both lungs. Pressure in the region of the heart with dyspnea and a feeling that he must die, cutting as with a knife apex of the heart. Pulsation of the heart and flashes of heat in the left side of face and neck, palpitation from least exertion or excitement. Heat up and down the back and across from shoulder to shoulder, extreme sensitiveness of back to cold sponge. Herpes on side and neck, itching and burning after scratching, hard pressive pain at fourth cervical vertebra, chills creeping along back between scapulae, intense burning pain in small of back and sacrum, constant pain in small of back. Ends of fingers icy cold, rest of hand warm, numbness and loss of sensation over outer and anterior surface of thighs, pain pressing down sciatic nerve and heel, morning on rising, with nausea and faintness, weakness and aching in the swollen ankles. Skin thickened on edges of foot, feet cold as ice. Aching pains in wrists and ankles, cold hands and feet during headache. Great restlessness. Extreme and protracted suffering from loss of sleep at night, sleepy all day, extreme insomnia. Fever at 9 a.m. until morning, wakes in profuse sweat, which stains linen yellow, hectic fever. Sensation as if sheets were damp. The skin is so very sensitive to the touch of a cold hand or sponge that the prover could bathe only in very warm water. The skin is cold and pale and veins look blue and very prominent. Herpetic eruptions, itching of the skin, burning, after scratching. Thanks for watching this video. If you want more videos like Vaccinum Defluorotum, please subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon. To learn homeopathy course online free with Homeopathy Materia Medica. Comment us your feedback and what you want in the next video. Like and share this video with your friends and family. For paid and free consultancy online, visit homeopathymedicines.com and mashclinic.com. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay healthy, stay happy.